Well, good morning. I've got two ice machines. It's currently Sunday morning. I received this as an emergency call yesterday. Um, so we've got this small Manitowic undercounter, and then we've got this uh, bigger undercounter. Uh, they told me that these two were not producing any ice. This one's about 8.5 years old, and that this one will be getting replaced. Um, Drove about almost 2 hours to get here and to see that they're both on bin full. Now, at the time of the service call, they did mention that these two were not making ice, but the small one is going to be replaced. It's about 8.5 years old, but we're gonna work on this one. I'm gonna run both. I'm gonna run diagnostics on both of them. Judging by the ice that's in here, it's making pretty thin ice. So we'll probably have to hook up gauges, run our normal diagnostics, see if there's anything wrong with it. Obviously it's making ice, but let's try to figure out if there's anything wrong with it. So the first thing that I do want to do, I am gonna have to dump out all that ice, remove this bin, take a look inside the condenser. It's probably clogged because we are in a warehouse type of situation. It's very dusty outside, so there may be a chance that the condenser's restricted or something funky is going on with it. So we'll dump the ice, or first things first, I'll run a cycle, time it, see how long it takes for it to make ice. Okay, so this thing dropped a batch of ice in about 10 minutes, maybe less. So we've already established that it's making a thin batch of ice. What I'm gonna do next is, let me take this camera out. All right, so this ice machine just made a batch in about maybe 10 minutes or less. We already established that this thing's making a thin bridge, which, I mean, it's not bad, but it can cause issues. Whereas like long harvest, you don't know. So I mean, that's why we received this service call. So a few things I'm gonna check. I'm gonna remove those water floats, and then I'll run another cycle. I want to see how if the purge valve is actually leaking water. I mean, it's not, that's just the drain from the bin. So we're not losing water. That's a good thing. So most likely causes those floats. So I have a few of those on hand. So this customer likes to just replace the parts and be done with it. They don't want it clean or anything, they just want it replaced. So I'll take it out, I'll inspect it. Sometimes what happens is if you get dirt or any slime stuck on those floats, they start malfunctioning. So, it feels pretty good. So it's not like we're losing water. So I'll take those out, I'll replace them. I do want to inspect them. So we'll go from there. I'm gonna stop the cycle. I am gonna have to dump all this ice out because, well, because I do want to take it out and see how the condenser is. So yeah, we'll probably have to remove all this ice. I mean, it is Sunday, so the bin should be full by tomorrow for when the crew comes in and takes their ice. So we'll work on that. on those floats, and then we'll probably dump out all this ice, and then we'll go from there. All right, as I was getting some sort of bin or storage so I can take the ice out, I took another look at the small one. I did notice that someone had messed with the float. Now, I'm not sure if they did that after the ice machine stopped working or if that's the cause of it. So again, my customer did order a new machine to replace this one, so I don't know, and I don't know if they did that before or after they found out that it's not working. So, and this is what I hate. I tell my customer to tell his customer that don't mess with the ice machine until I come and take a look at it, because you know how people like to get, they don't have ice, they start meddling with the ice machine, and now we have a different problem. So I always tell them, just leave it as is, don't shut it off. If there's any error codes, leave it as it is. I'll come and diagnose it. So I don't know who did that, or at which point they tried to maybe take that out, try to clean it. It's dirty. So I'll have to run this one as well and see what this does. It's a little thicker batch. Skate on that. Whoa. You could definitely ice skate on that one. Let's get this out of the way. And then we could pull. So condenser's a bit dusty. I mean, it could get a little cleaning, but it's not too bad. So it definitely has to be these floats. Yeah. So we'll get those swapped out, and then we'll get the condenser cleaned out, and then we'll run another test, see what data we get from there. All right, let's blow it out with this thing. Ooh, she's dirty. Whew. Well, that definitely beats carrying a nitrogen tank. Okay. Now, another thing I just found out is that I don't actually have these. They're the wrong floats that I have. So I'm gonna clean them very well, put them back and run it, and see what we get from there. Let's see if I can get you all in here. All right. Pop this grommet off. Don't want to take that back plate off. Thermistor can come out. Make sure that's tied in. Take the top two screws out. I just picked these up, so pretty neat. Can switch them on the go. 1/4 inch, 5/16, my most popular sockets. I just don't like that it's this long. Why am I torturing myself? Let me just clean it here. We're not replacing them, so no need to take them out. Sometimes I just overthink things. Just keep it simple. just pop the snap ring off. The float comes out. So we'll give this a wash, clean it out. Now, when you're going to put these back, they are labeled, or they should be. And most of the time, they do say up because they have a different orientation. But let's see, this one doesn't say anything. They're usually engraved and they say up. At least on the isomatics they do. I'm not seeing anything. Okay, well, we've lost the orientation on that. Just have to go with it and test it. Or you could just test it at the control board. Yep, it works. Okay, now let's do the same to the thickness float. Now, mind you, these ice machines were previously installed in a worse condition environment. They recently moved to a new facility and now it's in more of a controlled environment. It's cooler, less of a dust storm in here. So that helps a bit. Okay, that looks okay. Put it in the middle for medium thick. Okay. That's that. And then we're just gonna put the bin back and run another cycle and see what she does. We'll see you then. Now with this one, I'm not gonna even bother taking the bin off and clean out the condenser because this is going to get replaced. But for my own sake, I do want to run a cycle, see how it makes ice, but from what I'm seeing, it's making a little bit of a thick batch of ice. So the bridge is a little bit thicker than what I like, or what it's supposed to be. So I'm gonna put that float back, run a cycle. If need be, we'll clean those floats out too. So it did drop a batch of ice. Took about 12, 13 minutes. Better looking batch. So we're gonna call it good on this one. We're still running this one. Again, as long as this rides out for another few days, we should be good because it is getting replaced. But from the looks of it, it looks okay. It's been running about 10 or 11 minutes, so we'll check how that's doing, and then we'll go from there. But again, that one, we're gonna call it good. We're just gonna put the panels back up and wait for this one to drop a batch. All right, so this one dropped a batch. My customer called, he said, don't even mess with this one. They're just gonna replace it. So at least it's making ice until the new machine arrives. This one's all complete. We'll let him know, we'll send out his invoice, and we'll be out on our way. This was a Sunday morning call on Father's Day, but I don't mind. This customer tells me go, I go. We've got about a 2-hour drive back, so we'll start packing our things back and then start heading out. Until next one.